pin, you threw it across the floor. And I went, what the fuck, you just ruined my birthday cake. And then you were like, well, that wasn't a cake yet. Well, it would have been if you didn't do what you just did. There would have been a cake in 50 minutes. Something happened to that cake, you cake murdering son of a bitch. Right?
No, I think I know. I think I know how to raise a kid. You know what it is? You just play catch with them. That's how you raise a kid. You play catch with them. You just talk about life. You distract them by throwing the ball. You know, unless you're like a sociopath and you don't feel shit. Unless you got somebody duct taped upside down in your apartment, you know. And if you do something like that, I want you to feel like you can come to me. You know? Yeah, come to me, confess all of that. We'll go down to the precinct. We'll tell them everything. Yeah, I'm going to turn you in. This isn't fucking Dexter. What are you mind?
Have a little empathy here. Put yourself in a lesbian's shoes. Who do lesbians date? Women. Who do they move in with? Women. Who do they get in relationships with? Women. Who do they eventually lose again? And then you figure it out. It makes you feel stupid. And then you see some bald idiot with a giant orange mustache. And you're like, you know what? I went a couple months back. Professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, and she starts bitching, going like, I don't understand. How come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes? Right? And all of these men had to sit there and act like they didn't know what the answer was.
It's just like, what are you doing? Trying to watch a game here. You know, no, there's a time and a place. Look, I know somebody that has died of cancer. I would never go to the movies with you and in the middle of it hit pause and be like, oh, by the way, Conan, I know this guy. He died of cancer. It was horrific. I could have lifted him up off the sheet with 2 fingers. It was horrible. Hey, enjoy. Oh, by the way, I got molested when I was 9. Enjoy.
So your Christian background, disrespectful, or just you were just having fun with some of the crucifixes and stuff like that?
I don't even know what I mean, we did maybe 2 jokes about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far? More so than my cartoon.
All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
You know what? Technically,
they just sort of kept moving them around. You know, like those killer whales at SeaWorld. After it kills a trainer, they'll then move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background. They'll then move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background.
All right, I'm not totally following, but I don't think I want to.
You know what I'm talking about? It's a morning show. I understand.
I
came on. That kid missed the graduation, and then it was a feel-good story.
It was a feel-good, and we want to leave.
If you want to feel good about America, you watch the morning shows. You don't watch this, you know.
And
we were joking earlier. If that kid's story about the graduation was late night, that would have been a whole different story.
What do you think?
He's still missing. We can't find him. All we found was his hat. But you watch.
Man! My mom's just sitting there like, hey! And we're in the back seat like, hey, this is what a functional relationship looks like. Woo! Yeah. So, because of all that, we all ended up getting like physical ailments from being in the fight or flight mode our whole lives. Everything. Gym teachers were scary, collecting on your paper. Everybody was scary, fucking everything. Dude, I remember one time my dad told a priest he didn't deserve to wear the collar. I mean, we get into it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I get into it with her, but I don't like go like, oh, Jesus Christ, you fucking bitch. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't yell at my kids. But what I do is I still do is I flip out. So, like I said, I didn't think that this was a problem. My wife told me it was a problem, but I don't listen to her. You know? Why would I listen to her? All she does is criticize. You know? I got nothing but bad reviews on the fucking husband Yelp. It's just all, you know, didn't enjoy the experience. The old days. I'll make myself 2 eggs over easy. I'll make some toast. I'll make some bacon. Fucking burn it up the way I like it. It's gonna be the shit, right? So I'm having a great time. Make myself a little Grand Slam breakfast. I sit down to eat. I got the OJ. I got the glass of water. It looks like a picture from a commercial. And right as I sit down to eat, my phone lights up, and I get a text message from my buddy. He goes, "Hey man, I thought you were coming on this Zoom meeting. It started 5 minutes ago. We need you on this." And I just absolutely lost it. I was like, Jesus Christ. And I just had to sit there like, I just did that to a 2.5-year-old. And she was like walking away, and I'm just sitting there like thinking like, how bad was that? Is she just gonna go play with the toy and forget about it? Or is she no longer gonna be an astronaut? Like, what did I just do? I thought I was better than my dad. I'm making the same mistakes that he's making. I fucking hate myself. I didn't do the meeting. I didn't eat.
What's going on here?
Mushrooms, baby. The shrooms. I'm shrooming.
How fucked up this is. He's shrooming and he's wearing pants like he went riding a horse today, like side saddle or some shit.
I'm just gonna tell you how I discovered you.
I do owe my whole career to you. I was struggling until Bobby Lee discovered me.
Oh no, not discover you in terms of like, what is it gonna?
This is when things start to happen.
I'm not gonna allow this to happen.
Reversal.
I'm not gonna allow this to happen.
Reversal.
Yeah. I'm just gonna plug away. You know what I mean?
Listen, you can talk to him all you want. I can hear it.
Did you guys see the picture of Donald watching his wife vote?
A lot of trust in that relationship.
See if something great has happened to you.
Yeah.
In this case,
The Red Sox won the World Series.
Yeah,
I know. Not,
but then if you like,
I don't do that. I don't go to the stadium, posing stadium, wear the other team's
you don't
stuff.
You
and
had
then
no Red
turn
Sox.
around and look at the crowd and do that. Whenever I see that, I'm just like, that guy should get the kicked out of him. And like, in a perfect world, that happens. I used to wear stuff, the opposing team stuff, because I moved away from Boston, but I just got sick of it. And it's not even being in the stands. It's when you go to the bathroom. That's the worst. Yeah, some guy knows. Yeah, you go out to the bathroom. They wait till you're doing your thing. And then they push you in they take out their childhood on you, and you got this bullseye on your head, and it's just like, why am I doing this? What am I, Steven Seagal? I'm gonna fight all these guys with my out. You made that movie, right? I think you made a movie like that. So I'm just like, I am a very courteous fan. So if somebody said I had blood in my stool, they don't actually see blood; they see it's black.
Right. So the higher up in your GI,
Wait,
the blacker.
wait, it's black.
Right. So the higher up in your GI,
Wait,
the blacker
wait.
it is.
What sort of background do you have?
I was a nurse.
Oh, okay. So, wow. Because you really came off like, I was like, no, this happens a lot on podcasts. All of a sudden, I'm listening to a comedian like telling me how my liver works. I'm just like, wait a minute, who the fuck are you again? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so you're a nurse. All right. You know, like when feminists go like, oh, and they have like their missiles, these dick-shaped things, and blah blah blah. And I'm always thinking like, well, there is physics. Wait a minute, who the fuck are you again? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so you're a nurse. All right. You know, like when feminists go like, oh, and they have like their missiles, these dick-shaped things, and blah blah blah. And I'm always thinking like, well, there is physics and aerodynamics and all that involved. Like if you have it shaped like a twat, I don't think it's gonna make. I don't think it's gonna make it to another country unless you frisbee it, right? And even then, that gap's gonna fucking be a lot of drag.
While people are talking about eating fake pussies.
That was before.
I don't want to be
gonna fucking be a lot of drag.
While people are talking about eating fake pussies.
That was before.
I don't want to be responsible for that shit. I didn't. But if the kid was in the fucking building.
Before. Will you shut up? Jesus fucking Christ!
Is that a Rolex?
Yes, it is. I finally bought one. 25 years in this business.
Is it white gold or stainless?
I don't know what it is.
Is it heavy?
No.
Then it's stainless.
Oh, is that what it is?
Thank
you. Thank you for 8-foot pool down at the bottom and not clearing your ears. I feel bad for your wife.
You know what because the older guys, Robert Kelly's and all that, they all call you Billy. Colin calls you Billy, but I fucking Bill.
I'm
you know
just
what I mean?
immediately noticing that I don't know about the chain if it's thick enough to be that level of confidence.
But
it's more of a necklace.
When the chain's out,
he has on a fat chick ankle bracelet around his fucking neck. Around, most looking, they're all banging in the same pool. They're like a bunch of Dalmatians that can talk.
That's right.
You're whatever incognito. You're an enigma.
What? Because I make a pie? No, you know what it is? You're not a good listener. You've known me for 10 years. You have no idea who I am. It's all about comedy with you and moving up the ladder and pushing people
Now, are you getting out of an existing house and
No, I'm going from a one-bedroom apartment, and I figured I'd finally go out and buy a damn house. And not have. It's like 3 days. They flip out for 3 days. They try to bully you into an apology.
Well, you can't ignore them when they're right in the audience and you're playing to them.
You tell them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, believe me.
It's a comedy show. Trump's winning New Hampshire. Hillary's winning Virginia.
Really?
And there's a little kid here.
Yeah, somebody decided it was a good idea
Somebody please take a photo of this Last Supper.
That's how you end it.
There we go, right? Yeah. I always give the same. Mine is all area codes. They go, what's your phone number? I'm like, 323-818-2125.
We've never taken a break in the middle of a guest.
I know, I had all this momentum going. Now I got to start all over again. Go ahead. Go to the card. See this? We won game one. Here comes the second of the doubleheader.
If I could work with anybody dead or alive, I'd want to work. Greatest person I've ever seen in my life.
Yes. Served me well. I've never worked for anything. Yeah. I was born on a yacht. It's just all been downhill.
I don't even mean it in. I don't mean it in a genetic way. I mean like.
I do. I'm talking full-on white privilege. I was stunned when I first heard about white privilege. I had no idea what it was. It's like, hey, everybody doesn't get to do this.
It seems as if the sun is.
See you tomorrow.
This dude is knocking it out of the park. He's one of my favorites. Here is Bill Burr. Look at you.
How are you?
Oh, it's
I
good.
love that you did the audience applause for everybody. Yeah, there he is. Come on. Keep it going for him.
It was really, you relate to adults differently, people that you knew forever. And I always hated when somebody who didn't have a kid goes, you don't get it, man. You don't get it till you have. And I was like, fuck you, I get it. It's like having a dog. Get it till you have. And I was like, fuck you, I get it. It's like having a dog, but it's more intense. I love the racist white guy thing. A bunch of racist white guys. They came out of the forest, and they were just going, Trump, Trump, Trump. It's like, where were all these racist white guys the last two elections when they could have voted against the black guy? They were fine. Oh, I don't mind the black guy, but this white lady, we got to stop her. She's going to take her four-wheeler.
Yes, I did. Very happy about that. I'm very happy with that. Because it was starting to get weird, you know? It's like 45 years old. Oh, my girlfriend. Yeah, we're going to go out and get some pop, you know? Going to parties. It was just weird. Because I hang out with people my age, you know, and they all got married. They all had kids. And I just couldn't contribute when people were standing around talking about marriages and kids, you know? I felt like a little kid. They're sitting there going like, oh, the superintendent of the mayoral candidate. And the conversation would come around to me. I felt like I was like 8 years old. I'd just be like, did anybody see the YouTube video where the raccoon stole the cat's food? And the cat was scratching him and the raccoon didn't care. He just came in like this, like George Foreman. And then he reached out, he had hands. All of a sudden he had hands. I didn't know they had hands. He scooped it up and he ran away on paws. You guys know they had hands? I'm just thinking it's too fucking late, you know? Come on, man. I'm going to have a kid. I'm going to die of natural causes when the kid's in 5th grade. Right? Throwing him a Frisbee. We used to use these in the 70s. I had to do a face plant. My kid's standing there. Mom, Dad's sleeping again. Yeah, I feel hopelessly behind. All my friends have kids. Most of my friends who have kids are cool. But I got a couple of those who think now that they have a kid, like that I don't understand anything anymore. You know those people? Most basic shit. Hey, man, it's kind of cold out today. Oh, dude, you don't understand. You don't understand cold. So you got a 2-year-old with a mitten up his ass, and you're trying to get chocolate up the other one's face. Like, all right, I get it. You have a more complex life, but I still understand being cold. Teeth chattering. Kind of lets me know, right? Mine just turned 6. Mine just turned 7. I just feel hopelessly behind. You know, so what I'm actually thinking of doing, I'm thinking about adopting. You know? Yeah. Some off, right? Mine just turned 6. Mine just turned 7. I'd love to just show up with an 8-year-old like dominoes. Yeah. Now I get to tell you what you don't understand. 7-year-old, where do they turn 8? 8 is such a funny age. Terrible, too. Try the instant 8 when just bam, they're just there like, all their issues. Dude, I should do it though. I should adopt. I think it's a great thing to do. And I already know what I want to get. I do. Gotta do is let him sit down. I am immediately the greatest human being this kid has ever met. Just bring him on. Yeah, man, have a seat. He'd be like, I get to sit down. Yeah, lay down on the couch. He'd be like, it's like a cloud. It's like a cloud. Yeah, I'll get him a bowl of Fritos. Put on cricket or soccer, one of those sweatshop sports. I don't know. Kid would love me. So that's my first draft pick. All right? Coming out of the gate with that. You! Been out of line all day, mister. Don't even start that shit. Don't even start that shit. You say that every time. Yes, you do. Every fucking time you say that. You know the answer. Now, you want me to say it again? Fine, I'll break it down to you, okay? You know what? You know why it is? You know why? You want to know why? Because you're so. All right? Yeah. Yeah, dude. You so. Dude, he's fucking killed people. You understand that? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to make his bed, too. No, he doesn't. Because he doesn't sleep.
She either has no stairs in her house or someone doesn't know how to walk up them. That's that point. Did you call? Did you call the plumber? Thank you! And when she said it not like I was 10 feet away. She said it like I was downstairs in the rec room. Changing a fuse or something. That's not it!
Sure as shot? Jesus Christ, what a piece of shit. You should just tear it down and start over again. Yeah. I have a temper. So that's the thing. That's what kind of ruins things. Everything else I do is fine, but I have a fucking temper, and it just ruins shit. And then my wife always says the same thing. She's always just like, I just don't understand. Where did that come from? Where is that coming from? It's you just go from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. It's like, first of all, I idle at 75 miles an hour. All right? So don't give me this 0 to 100. And they're like, Afterwards, I ran upstairs to my top bunk. And my dad knew he fucked up, to his credit. He came up, he tried to smooth it over. He's like, all right, come on back down. It's over. Come on down and enjoy the holiday. And I'm like, I don't want any kids. I fucking hate you. Right? He eventually coaxed me down, you know. He softened up a little bit. Look, you don't get your fucking ass back downstairs. No one else can open that gift. I'm moving out. I said moving out. I go back downstairs all shell-shocked. A little over 2 years old. She's yet to meet me yet. You know? Like the real me. She's seen glimpses of me. I come, hey, how are you? She's seen glimpses of the anger, but I'm able to smooth it over really quickly. Like, whoa, Daddy almost snapped his phone in half. But I see it in her face. I can see the way she looks at me. She's starting to put it together like, this dude's a little fucked up, man. This is a little fucked up. I cannot tell you how heartbreaking that is to see from a top. Leaps out the window. It dies, you know? So I've been fucking trying everything, you know? I tried, you know, I don't know, I meditating, wearing sweaters. I did that for a while. Like if I dressed like a regular guy, I'd be one. I drew a smiley face on a Post-it and stuck it on my dashboard. Like that was gonna help with my road rage. You know, driving down the street like, you motherfucker! I guess I've done that too. Thank you, Smiley. Sitting there playing with a rubber ducky, sticking my toe in the faucet. Right? Not allowed. Not allowed to be that happy. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go back to therapy, do that fucking bullshit again. Fast forward through all these stories I've told a million times. I gotta do it though. I'm gonna do it for my kid and do it for my wife. And selfishly, do it for me. Because, now, I'm gonna tell you why. You're not gonna like the results, miss. I look so fucking exhausted. You know what I mean? They just put the war paint and the circle tits, just trying to fucking tuck it in and fucking like an athlete at the end of their career, just trying to limp out in the field one more time. They're not as fast as they used to be. It reminds you of your own mortality. It's just like, ladies, just fucking sit down, put on something flowing. I'll put on a sport coat. We'll be in bed by 8:30, right? We're fucking old, you know? So we realized that, I don't know, we always fight about the television. So I'm like, well, what about documentaries? Why don't we just tape something we both...
All right. I don't know why that took out so flat.
You got one question to ask Don Rickles.
Who killed Kennedy?
You think he knows?
Well, yeah. Well, he hung out with Sinatra. I figure 6 degrees of separation. He probably knows. Yeah, why not? Where's Jimmy Hoffa? I'd ask him one of those. You ask him 3 mob questions. One of them he's got the answer to.
You don't have any kids.
I'm back. What are moon shoes?
It's like trampolines on your feet, just you're bouncing around like you're on the moon.
I didn't know that they ever had them. Flannel toilet? I had no idea. But if I had to guess, when did they come up?
I don't know.
Does anybody fucking know? Jesus Christ.
Can women be funny?
will you guys just fucking grow up and just sit down and write your own horse shit and come up with it? Start your own fucking show. Have your own award show.
How would you say that? Obia man.
Obia man. Oh, I see. O-B-E-A-H. God, I'm stupid. What is your favorite Pokemon in Pixar? I don't. I'm too old for that. I have no idea what that is. That's that creepy little yellow thing. Those eyes.
This is Southside Steve, and this is Southside Steve TV, and this is Bill Burr.
That's your question?
I'm just saying who you are.
Oh, yeah, all right. I don't like you creep me.
I'm just saying who you are.
Oh, yeah, all right. I don't like you creep me out with that big microphone and that country western shirt.
Oh, no, this isn't country western. It's like, it's hip now to wear this. This is my nightclub look. Yeah, come on.
All right. You're what is this? Rock 100.5. This is the worst interview I've ever done. And he's wearing Stetson cologne or something. It's just really overpowering.
How you doing?
You know what he looks like? He looks like the first guy who gets his ass kicked in a Stevenson. The big kingpin. Why don't you handle this?
I'm a huge fan of hockey. I love it. And I love that people don't get it down in the States. I love it. I love it. Why do they let them fight? I can't see the puck. It's like music to my ears. It's like, good, yeah, get out of here. Just get out of here. Let me watch it in peace.
Do you remember when they lit up the puck for a few years on
Fox
TV?
News, yeah.
That was you guys.
Do you know? No, but the NHL. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. To apologize for that.
No, you're big on the,
I mean, that's just business, dude. You're acting like we came and knocked you on the head. You know what we're about.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah. Wait a second. Fellow white person, not native to this country. How did you guys get this up here? Did the Native Americans go, oh, well, we like these white guys. You can have all that land. Jesus Christ. No, I get it. Your shit smells like maple syrup up here. Is that what you're telling me? All right. Yeah, I'll go with it.
You know, I rated here, folks.
Is there any specific preparing that you do when you do an urban room, or you just do your regular material?
Yeah, I rent car wash, and I watch. No, it was.
Soul Glow.
Yeah, Soul Glow. I watch that. I make sure I get buy a couple of Red Fox albums.
I start talking like this
when I get on stage.
You're at your girl. There you go. I'm out of it. You just go with honesty. This game's easy.
So your Christian background is part of the show. Or at
Yes,
least
and I
2
wanted to
episodes.
talk to you about Jesus after this.
Well, the only reason why I bring it up is some people thought maybe you went a little too far. You know.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that maybe you were being disrespectful to the Christian religion.
Who did?
I'm telling you, you need to go. You were
Probably
being disrespectful, or just you were just having fun with some of the crucifixes and stuff like that.
I don't even know what. I mean, we did maybe 2 jokes about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far? More so than my cartoon.
All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
You know what? Technically,
well, they just sort of kept moving them around. You know, like those killer whales at SeaWorld. After it kills a trainer, they'll then move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background.
It's funny when you said we win. I'm like, did we really win? But I understand what you're saying. Now,
is that African American thing?
Yeah.
Good. Hey, can you do a shout out for Old Head?
what is it?
The Old Fart Network.
Oh, the Old Fart Network. Okay. Hey, what's going on, you old... What's going on, you old sons of bitches? Turn up your hearing aid. You're watching the Old Fart Channel.
It doesn't bother me. I'm not afraid of it or anything like that. You know, for the simple fact that I know it's going to fail, you know? And I take comfort in that. I do. I'm not rooting for it because I know it doesn't like me. Yeah. Do you know why I think it's not going to survive? Why it's not going to be successful anyways? Because they still need men's help to make it happen. I don't understand it. I don't understand why women say something. Like, why do I have to fucking say something? This is your fucking problem. Why are you always dragging us into this shit?
I'm trying to learn to pick my battles when I date girls. I usually argue with women all the time, man. I'm stupid like that.
You know? Like, I dated this girl one time. She was, like, really into, like, women's issues. So we used to always have these dumbass arguments. Like, one time she came up to me, she goes, okay, explain this to me, Bill. Why? On fire going, let's go, people, let's go, let's go! So that's how I look at it. No, it's $1 an hour surcharge. That if something fucked up happens, either I can't leave or I gotta, like, get in the way of it to give you a head start. Like, rabid dog, run, honey. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. You hear a bump in the night, I gotta go check it out. Like, yes, he does have a knife. Son of a bitch. Little short, little haircut, the whole 9 yards, right? Second those flames break out, she's gonna twist those little hairs into pigtails. No, I'm just a girl. I want to go play jump rope. And leave you standing in a burning house like you're not flammable. You know, but I'm not a dick though. I'm not saying I think a woman should make $1 less an hour to do the same job. All I'm saying is, if you're gonna make what I make, when
has your opinion on that phrase changed at all since you've had a kid?
No. It's not the most difficult job on the planet. It just isn't. Dude, I did roofing in July. As a redhead, I almost died. There's people that work on, like, oil. What was that movie that guy made? The oil, the fucking, you know, they
There Will Be Blood?
oil. What is it?
There Will Be Blood?
There Will Be. Thing blows up. They're on fire. They got to jump into water that's on fire. Salty water into their wounds. You got to swim out of that oil and fire and then tread water, praying to God that the Coast Guard is going to get there before the sharks do. Now talk to me about a toddler. Oh, he was so fussy today. He wouldn't eat his peas. Yeah, and just the level of reward that is. No, it's pandering. It's pandering to the same way I just said I just became a dad to get the applause. I liked it. I'm going to take the subway out here. I'm just going to yell that on the platform like a crazy person. Just became a dad.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you other than the fact that you guys are just into destroying each other. No, now it's going to get quiet.
Look, no means no. No, that means no. All right, but no, stop it. What are you doing? Oh my God. You're being so bad. Stop it. No. Yeah, that's not a fucking no. That means I want to do it, but I'm afraid you're going to judge me, so I'm just going to make it look like it was your idea so you don't figure out that I've already performed this act with 40 other fucking people. Right? But then...
Fucking exhausted. You know what I mean? They just put the war paint and the circle tits, just trying to fucking tuck it in and fucking... Like an athlete at the end of their career, just trying to limp off the field one more time. They're not as fast as they used to be. It reminds you of your own mortality. It's just like, ladies, just fucking sit down. Put on something flowing. I'll put on a sport coat. We'll be in bed by 8:30, right? We're fucking old, you know? So, we realized that, I don't know, we always fight about the television. So, I'm like, well, what about documentaries? Why don't we just tape something we both like? We both love. We realized that, I don't know, we always fight about the television. So, I'm like, well, what about documentaries? Why don't we just tape something we both like? We both love documentaries. They're fun, right? You watch them, you learn something, you repeat it at a party, people think you read. So I tape, first one I tape is on Elvis Presley, right? Now, I love Elvis, okay? He fascinates me. He's like the first rock star with the power of television. They just intersected, and he went to he ascended to this level of fame. Royal Bulls hang out, we love it, King, keep fucking going. Starts doing pills, gets addicted, he fucking dies alone on a toilet. Right? This man kicked open all of those fucking doors for the rest of us. Right? So I sit down, and I'm watching this documentary as a white dude, which is what I am. I'm looking out my white head, watching this white shit. It's coming back into my white eyes, getting whiter by the fucking second. Right? Now, my wife, on the other hand, she's black, right? It's always the same stupid fucking joke. I hate those jokes, because they're easy, and it's been my experience that it's just not true. 15 years of being with her, there's really no difference, because at the end of the day, it's a woman. All right? It's gonna be the same fights. I don't give a fuck who you're with. I'm not gonna lie to you. There might be more head movement and hand gestures with different races of women. Possibly but she was catching all this subtle shit that I was too white to see, but I knew I was missing it because I just kept hearing her huffing and puffing, just sitting next to me being like, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, somebody did something. I don't know what just happened, but I don't think that was good. So right when I didn't think it could get any worse, it could get any more uncomfortable between the two of us, this fucking white dude comes on who evidently discovered Elvis. And he's like 190. I was looking for a white boy that could take the down and dirty, nasty blues and combine it with the pristine, angelic sounds of bluegrass. Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was subtly putting black shit down here while he was propping up the white shit. You know, the down and dirty, daddy not sticking around, drug-infested neighborhood blues with the Jesus as white as me, hair the color of the sun, angelic bluegrass playing music, right? So at this point, my wife has like fucking steam coming out of her ears. So I make a judgment call. I would begin to an argument. I'm like, ugh. All right, you know why? Because not for nothing, there was some black people in there saying some shit that I didn't agree with, you know? I'm not huffing and puffing. Yeah, I said that. Like a fucking idiot. And she just looks at me, she's like what black people? Like what black people that said what? And at that point, it's like you started the luge, right? You can't get off the fucking sled. Now you gotta have the argument. I'm like, ah, fuck, here we go. Guess we're having this. And I'm like, all right, kidding. Santa Monica came up with that, man. So she starts laughing. And I should have stopped there, but I'm a comedian, right? I'm like, oh, I'm getting a laugh. There's gotta be a bigger laugh. So keep going, Bill. Let's come with another example. So I'm like, yeah, do I get mad at you when you fly from LA to New York in under 6 hours? And she just, yeah. She just stares at me. She's just like, that was fucked up. I was like, yeah, I know. It sounded good in my cul-de-sac. It really is going to be okay. And come up with that painful, beautiful music. You can't do that. Next thing you know, you're clapping on the fucking downbeat. You're playing a washboard, right? James Brown is line dancing. All goes out the window. So you got to make a choice. Either you learn how to fly and your music sucks.
Right. Actually, you guys want to hear a story? You want to hear about the time my girl punched me in the face? On her birthday? You want to hear that one? This is what happened. If I'm really honest, the fight started like 3 months earlier. It's like the middle of March. We're just driving around. And all of a sudden she sees this clothing store. She's like, oh my God, I didn't know they had one of those out here. We need to stop and go in there. So I fuck it, let's go in there. I walk in immediately, I see, it's not her birthday, none of that crap. She can't ask me for it. So now she's got to go into manipulation mode. What do I use? Do I be sad? Do I pout? Do I use sex? Can't do that. You know what she went with? She went with the little girl. Right? She just came out. She's just like... I'm like, what's up? She's like, saw something that I liked. And I just want to be like, well, then why don't you fucking pay for it? The argument, not that she asked for the sweater and not that I said no, it was the way I said no, right? Got in this huge argument. Got so mad by the time we got back to the house, I just told her to get out. I'm driving away. So I just drove away in the Prius. Right? So I was so fucked up about it, I had to call my sister up, right? Call her up to get a female perspective. She's laughing her ass off going, you took all the bait, you're an idiot. I go, what do I do? She goes, well, why don't you go back down to the store and just buy the sweater? Hold on to it and give it to her a few months later for her birthday. I'm like, fucking genius. Laughing her ass off going, you took all the bait, you're an idiot. I go, what do I do? She goes, well, why don't you go back down to the store and just buy the sweater? Hold on to it and give it to her a few months later for her birthday. I'm like, fucking genius. Genius. I hate the pressure of the birthday. All her friends, so what are you getting her? What are you gonna get her? Fucking sweater, bitch. Bam. That's it. Got it. Right? Fast forward 3 months, it's her birthday, right? She's, I'm laying in bed. She wakes up. She wanted to go to some restaurant that night. She's like, did you make the reservations? I'm like, I haven't made them yet, but sweetheart, it's a Tuesday in the middle of a recession. I'm sure that there's going to be a table, right? So she starts freaking out. In the back of my head, I'm like, I got this sweater. I'm good, right? So the more she yells at me, the funnier it becomes to me. But like an asshole, rather than laughing to myself, I sort of snickered out loud, right? Sort of giggled a couple times, and she just snapped, like, are you laughing at me? Are you laughing at me on my birthday? And then the more she yelled, the more I laughed.
The more I laughed, the more she yelled, and it was just this vicious fucking thing all the way up, right? So she got all the way to the point, you! Boom! Slams the door, runs down the stairs. At that point, I'm literally in the fetal position, like dying laughing, walking towards the bathroom. Then all of a sudden I hear, she came back up the stairs. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I got a little scared for half a second. No, I did. I was in my underwear. I was feeling vulnerable. She comes flying into the bathroom, and the second I saw her face, I knew she was going to hit me, right? And I'm such an asshole, I actually have a game plan for when a woman's going to hit you. Like, that's how many women I've pissed off in my lifetime. I actually... But she tricked me. She came into the bathrooms and she invented this new punch. She didn't throw a right, she didn't throw a left. She came, I think, this two-fisted, I called it like the defibrillator, right? Caught me in the shoulder and like in my appendix. It's a fucking wham like that. Almost went flying back into the bathtub. And I caught myself. And she's all ready for me to take the bait and flip out. And I didn't. I just remained calm. I was just like, sweetheart, I think you need to go to work now. She knew.
You got to figure out a way to like thin out the herd, and it's too late. No, these are the hard decisions that are going to have to be made.
We're here to hear about some hard choices.
Yeah. So you know how I would do it?
What?
I would randomly sink cruise ships. I love all the USC female fighters. That's why I want my daughter to know all of that stuff.
That'd be cool, huh?
When she meets a creep like you, she could choke you out. You know, like when feminists go like, oh, and they have like their missiles, these shaped things, and blah blah frisbee it, right? And even then, that gap's gonna fucking be a lot of drag.
While people are talking about eating fake pussies.
That was before.
I don't want to be responsible for that shit. I didn't. But if the kid was in the fucking building.
Before. Will you shut up? Jesus fucking Christ. Geez, you'd think I was like trashing the president or something. You guys are really like pulling back
It's
here.
worse than that for people. Everyone's got an iPhone, you know?
Hey, look, pulling back
It's
here.
worse than that for people. Everyone's got an iPhone, you know?
Hey, look. No, I can't say that. I was going to say he's gone. They still came out with another one, right? That's true, right? Oh.
Did you guys see the picture of Donald watching his wife vote?
A lot of trust in that relationship. No, a part of me dies every time I go into a store and I see something. They go, can we get a phone number? Watching somebody give them the phone number. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
When I see something, they go, can we get a phone number? Watching somebody give them the phone number. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
I always give the same. Mine is all area codes. They go, what's your phone number? I'm like, 323-818-212-5. It was really, you relate to adults differently, people that you knew forever. And I always hated when somebody who didn't have a kid goes, you don't get it, man. You don't get it till you have. And I was like, fuck you, I get it. It's like having a dog, but it's more intense. I was so upset that security I was so upset that security like escorted him out. I wanted to talk. Like I started my show blaming women for sexual harassment. That's how I started it. Yes, it was absurd. I wasn't being serious, you children.
Your Christian background is part of the show. Or at
Yes,
least
and I
two
wanted to
episodes.
talk to you about Jesus after this.
Well, the only reason why I bring it up is some people thought maybe you went a little too far. You know.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that maybe you were being disrespectful to the Christian religion.
Who did?
Bully you into an apology.
Well, you can't ignore them when they're right in the audience and you're playing to them.
You tell them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, believe me.
It's a comedy show. Trump's winning New Hampshire. Hillary's winning Virginia.
Really?
And there's a little kid here.
Yeah, somebody decided it was a good idea.
Somebody please take a photo of this Last Supper.
First off, thanks for calling in a couple weeks back, and so blessed to have you sitting here in our...
We got to start all over again. Go ahead. Go to the card. See this? We won game one. Here comes the second of the doubleheader. I love the racist white guy thing. A bunch of racist white guys. They came out of the forest, and they were just going, Trump, Trump, Trump. It's like, where were all these racist white guys the last two elections when they could have voted against the black guy? They were fine. Oh, I don't mind the black guy, but this white lady, we got to stop her. It wasn't working. And dude, if you want to see something funny, watch me flip out when my kid is sleeping. Because I can't yell and just listen to, dude, I literally grabbed my computer and I was just like, fucking God. Like walking around my my fucking kitchen.
Are you getting out of an existing house and
No, I'm going from a one-bedroom apartment, and I figured I'd finally go out and buy a damn house and not have to deal with, some jerk living above me or below me, that plumbers say. And then I repeat it on the radio. That's all I'm doing.
I love the podcast.
I just realized I was swinging my legs underneath this as your buddy is videotaping it. He really gets into this. Whee! I'm telling jokes. Dude, if you took 90% of my text messages and phone messages and you put them on the news, you would run out of podiums to put in front of me that I would have to apologize. The crap me and DeRosa say to each other, forget it. So, you can't talk shit.
Actually, by the way, I've been over here for a week, and as an American, I got to say something. You guys are pretty fat, too.
Specifically the men. I don't know what's going on with the men, but I don't give a fuck how fat you get. You're going to pour yourself into your skinny jeans. They still got them. It's like you're squeezing all the fat to the top like toothpaste. Right, still wearing me. Conscious, you'd realize that white people stole that word from black people. Once again, doing the Elvis thing. Right? But you know what? I blame black people for that. One of them fucked up. They were at a party. There was white people there, and they let it slip out. Stay woke, however the fuck you say it, and some white person heard it like, who is that? Oh my God. Stay woke? I want to say that. I gotta say that around my white friends. So they heightened emotion. There's some guy like, get a hold of yourself, see? Yeah, go make me a pie, put it on the windowsill. Right? That's what he grew up watching. I grew up in the 70s. I thought being a truck driver was a cool thing. You had a monkey for a friend. You're going around, chicks showing their titties. I thought that was the world. I had no idea. That's what I was watching.
Or you don't, and it's like, no. What I kind of learned is fucking everything is sort of a spectrum, right? Not just autism, I'm sick of words getting hijacked, all right? When I was a kid, the spectrum was the color spectrum. Dr. J and the 76ers played in an arena called the Spectrum, right? So the first time somebody said to me, hey, my kid's on the spectrum, I'm thinking, no, he isn't. They tore that shit down in 2010. Even a case, a 12-pack, and jean shorts and a half shirt, right? And then this over here, this is like a teetotaler. I tried alcohol, I didn't like it. It just, I've always been into books, That's been my drug, I like a good book. All right? And I'll tell you, when you see me reading that book, I am in that book, and I ain't taking that charity, right? But there's all fucking this. My drinking got all the way, I realized I could, but there's all fucking this. My drinking got all the way, I realized I couldn't have it in the house. That's what it was. I just consumed it, and then I got all the way to right here, right? I mean, I wasn't sucking dick, but the donut shop was over the horizon. The donut shop was in view. And I was like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? I couldn't fucking stop. But then, so then I thought I was an alcoholic. So I went to an AA meeting, and the people were telling their stories. And after a couple people sharing, I was just going all right, I drink, but these people, Jesus Christ. I mean, they were animals. Yellow fingers, still smoking, chowing down pastries. And they're like, Bill, would you like to go up and share some of your stories? I was like, I can't fucking follow that. I had 3 tall bourbons and fell asleep to the Rockford Files. I don't think that's going to follow this guy, I had 3 tall bourbons and fell asleep to the Rockford Files. I don't think that's going to follow this guy, Missing teeth and selling his ass in the street. I can't follow that, right? But there was something going on, so I just realized, I can't have this shit in the house. It's in the house, I'm gonna fucking consume it. Alcohol, even cookies. I tell my wife, get the cookies out of the fucking house, especially Oreos. I'm gonna eat a whole fucking sleeve. And she says, well, why can't you just eat? Well, eat the whole fucking sleeve, and then I won't even brush my teeth. So I'll have that sugar morphine drip, coming down the back of my throat, and I'll have these crazy fucking Keebler Elf dreams or whatever. Get it out of the fucking house. That's what I need to do.
right? That's what I learned. Like, I have no desire to do heroin whatsoever. However, if it was in my house long enough and the right set of circumstances came along, maybe I talked to my dad that day on the phone, tried to get a job done, and then you lose, and then he just psychologically has the advantage. But if you do it after 17, now you're just beating up an old man. You know, you see his anchor tattoo, you're like, ah, fuck, he was in the Navy. Jesus Christ, I'm beating up a veteran. Oh, man, I feel like a piece of shit here, you know? All right, here's another one for you. I didn't think I was homophobic, right? I didn't. No, because I didn't have a problem. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem, you know, them getting married or any of that shit. And I thought it was totally natural. I was just like, that's just like how you're born. And when people would be like, oh, no, it's a choice. They're choosing to be gay. I love when somebody said that. Okay, let's say it's a choice. Then that would mean being straight is a choice, right? So that would mean that you, at some point, hypothetically, had a dick and a pussy on the table and had a choice to make. See, on the table and had a choice to make, right? You were sitting there, all right, which way am I going to go? Well, let's see. This one hurts more, but I get to keep my house. And then this one over here feels amazing, but everything seems to disappear down into it. I mean, it's a coin flip. As far as I'm concerned, it's a coin flip. Straight, hey, Geronimo, right? So I realized, like, I want a woman. What the fuck are you asking me? I don't want some man. I didn't even picture a man. I just saw a male arm from here down to here with black hair with like grease on it just coming up my back going, okay, just breathe. I'm like, ah! It feels better. You fixed it. Get me the fuck out of here. Yeah, so like, I like just the image of that. I like fucking recoiled. And I was almost like defensive. I was like, no, I want a woman, right? And then, you know, the way I look, I probably in my age, I look like some creep that was looking for a fucking happy ending. You know, you can't be in there like, no matter how I said it came off like, yeah, I want a woman. I want a, it's like a gay coming, you know? Yeah, thinking I'm looking for a happy ending, you know, which I wasn't. But, you know, I will say I do have issue with them calling it a full body massage. It's like, it's not a full body massage. It's everything but street. And that doesn't feel, it feels weird. And I know what you guys are thinking. You probably think, oh, Bill, why don't you just rub one out before you go to the masseuse? It's like, because I won't make the appointment, all right? I'm going to fall asleep upright in the chair, and then my neck's going to be fucked up and my back. Now I got two problems. It would be great if they legalized it, though. You know what I mean? It'd be fantastic. You just have like a regular masseuse in there. You know, you got to have the real masseuse at the beginning, right? Because hand job, like most women, terrible hand job. Most women, terrible fucking hand job. Not even trying to get better at it either, by the way. Like the skill set. Like, you ever get this one, the 3 fingertips? Do you ever just get this? It's like, what are we doing here? Are we waiting for the next lunar eclipse? Is there, what I never thought I'd say this. This is just fucking annoying. You're just like annoying. Why don't you just flick the head of my fucking dick while you're at it? What are you doing? All right? You're supposed to be simulating penetration. Over immediately, right? Oh, it'd be fantastic. I would run a massage parlor like that, like a baseball manager. I'd have the real masseuse go in, eat up about 8 innings, and then I take the lube. All right, you're done. You did a great job. Then you bring in the lefty. All right, let's get in here, right? And she comes in, gives you a hand job better than 90% of the blow jobs you ever got in your life. Then you walk out of there, your body's loose, your balls are empty, you can hear your wife's voice again, and everything's good.
Didn't he have like a chorus of scientists behind him who helped him out too? He walked out like he was Tesla. Like tapping into electricity. I'm not with you. I think he just kind of like told people what to invent. Like he just kind of came in like, I want my whole music collection in that phone. Get on it! And then all these nameless, faceless guys. Yeah. Made it happen. Yeah. And then they have the big nerd concert, and he goes out there by himself. No better.
Worse than that for people. Everyone's got an iPhone, you know?
Hey, look. No, I can't say that. I was going to say he's gone. They still came out with another one, right? That's true, right? Oh. Look, when David Lee Roth Van Halen. Could Eddie not play guitar anymore? You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's a good analogy.
He was exhausted from it. If you had to pick.
Oh, my God. Are you going to go Real Housewives on me here?
Well, I'm saying.
You weren't in the locker room. You don't know what happened. Who did you talk to?
I'm American.
Some other guy who never played professional sports by the water cooler? You don't know what happened.
I heard you have a terrible theory, and I want you to say this. So your theory on Boston is, let's just wait till LeBron's old. You don't want to be aggressive and get players.
I didn't say that.
What did you say?
You got misinformation.
What did you say?
Well, why would you say out? Are you good at math? Do you like apples?
Where are you from in Boston?
I lived in a safe suburbs.
Saugus?
Wait, do you really?
I would like to know.
Look how beautiful you are. Look how beautiful. You know how many psychos are out there? I'm not going to tell where I live.
I feel like
What's your social security number?
I don't know what it is about Boston, guys, but Bill Burr is the voice of Boston and America. He's common sense. He's smart. He's a great comedian. He was just in The King of Staten Island. It's now available.
I grew up in the suburbs. I'm not as tough as the guys, at least the Boston I remember. You hate Boston. I get it. You hate Boston, and you're. I don't know what your deal is. I don't know what happened to you when you went to Boston. I don't know what happened. Okay, but I am not their representative. I left more than a quarter of a century ago. I'm sorry you went on the Freedom Trail and you didn't get to meet Paul Revere or whatever they promised you.
To be surprised. Maybe I just know white people because I'm white. Like, I was just like, well, yeah, that kind of seems like. Didn't they have a guy there a long time ago? He was like some Indian guy, and the nickname they gave him was Sooty. He was such a sellout. He's going, no, it was a term of endearment. I liked it. And he was like the only Indian dude at the golf club, and it's just like, yeah, those guys exist in like 1860.
Yeah. No one asked what
no.
the skin color of your kids are going to be. That's what the big thing is. They were like, how dark's Archie going to be? And you're like, what the fuck?
I mean, it's like, they're just fucking, they're just backwards people, dude. And they're all fucking each other. I will tell you this. This is my...
Dude, you're just full on fucking ego.
Full on. Does it make you more aggressive?
What?
Elk.
No, Joe, you lunatic. You had to beat the fuck out of people for like 3 decades before you could like chill, smoke a little weed, put on your Little Rascals hat, and just fucking chill out.
You want me to be a soft, one of those Twitter tough guys? When guys come and sit on the couch, I go right after them. Don't you respect me for that?
No, I don't. Wait a minute. Do you own Fab TV?
Yes. How do you?
That vibe. This is how CEOs. I knew it. I was just like, this guy's not.
And by the way,
dressed like
I had to take my host out.
The cameramen are dressed better than you are. I knew it. I was just like, this guy's not a reporter. Didn't even know the name of the show. Wow.
Well, you know what? Take it as a call. I wanted an interview. I'm like, no, I got to be in with Bill Burr. You're one of my idols.
So who was you supposed to interview me?
Okay, here.
Unbelievable. What is that? Oh, there you go. Now it looks like an interview.
Mr. Burr.
An ugly sweater until you put it on.
Well,
and then you're just like, yeah, no, I'm totally rocking this right now.
Well, this is our funny thing where he bought this for me.
Our funny
and he put me in these bells. Because it's Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a bad...
It is Christmas,
it's
isn't
like
it?
It's a bad radio
show. It is
show.
Christmas.
It is.
Thank you,
I
Brian
wanted you
Callen.
to know, man.
I wish my podcast was as informative.
Robert Kelly's and all that, they all call you Billy. Colin calls you Billy, but I fucking Bill.
I'm
you know
just
what I mean?
immediately noticing, I don't know about the chain, if it's thick enough to be that warm.
Billy. Colin calls you Billy, but I fucking Bill.
I'm
you know
just
what I mean?
immediately noticing, I don't know about the chain, if it's thick enough to be that level of confidence. That's more of a necklace.
When the chain's out.
He has on a fat chick ankle bracelet around his fucking neck.
A lot of people think that they're uncomfortable with my elevation. Are you uncomfortable with it?
No, I just see all of your insecurities.
A giant desk.
You know, he's shrooming and he's wearing pants like he went riding a horse today, like side saddle or some shit.
You're whatever incognito. You're an enigma.
What, because I make a pie? No, you know what it is? You're not a good listener. You've known me for 10 years. You have no idea who I am. It's all about comedy with you and moving up the ladder and pushing people out.
While people are talking about eating fake...
That was before.
I don't want to be responsible for that shit. I didn't. But the kid was in the
No,
fucking
it's before.
building.
Will you shut up? Aggressive and get players.
I didn't say that.
What did you
You
say?
got misinformation.
What did you say?
Well, why would you say I have a horrible theory without checking with me first? It's like you already threw me under the bus.
Well,
I get it. You got a big desk.
I'm going to tell you how I discovered you.
I do owe my whole career to you. I was struggling until Bobby Lee discovered me.
Oh, no. Not discover you in terms of like you did it on your own, obviously, but no, in terms of my awareness of you.
Oh, discovered me.
No. Not discover you in terms of like you did it on your own, obviously, but no, in terms of my awareness of you.
Oh.
Can I tell you that story?
Oh, no, I remember it was a big day in my career. Bobby Lee is finally aware of me. Am I on Bobby Lee's radar?
See, this is what he's going to...
This is when things start to happen.
See, I'm not going to allow this to happen.
Reversal.
I'm not going to allow this to happen.
Reversal.
Yeah. I'm just going to plug away. You know what I mean?
Listen, you can talk to him all you want. Am I on Bobby Lee's radar?
See, this is what he's going to...
This is when things start to happen.
See, I'm not going to allow this to happen.
Reversal.
I'm not going to allow this to happen.
Reversal.
Yeah. I'm just going to plug away. You know what I mean?
Listen, you can talk to him all you want. I can hear it. Yeah.
Really? How many siblings do you have?
I don't know, dude. The internet's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Oh, you don't even want to say how many because you're afraid that it will
Yeah, by all means,
compromise your
keep talking
privacy.
about it. Is there any way you can cut this out? I'm honest, dude. Like,
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well,
There's
you can mention the
there's
amount.
absolutely crazy people.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, Nerd Jesus died in the last year, right? Steve Jobs. Yeah, he died, right? I know. A lot of nerds here tonight. I know, you're sad. I didn't get it. I didn't get the big deal they made about that guy. When he died, they were like, he changed the world. That was insane. He changed the world. The world was like, he changed the world. That was insane. He changed the world. The world was one way, and then Steve Jobs came, and it was another. What did he do? Somebody, for the love of God, what the fuck did that guy do? What did he do? He told other people what to invent? I want my entire music collection in that phone. Get on it! Just walking by, I don't hear any thinking going on in there. Just strutting around the office, eating some pretentious fruit like a pear, right? Just throwing out ideas. Well, there's another one. There's another one I just came up with on the way to work. I was reading a magazine the other day, turning pages, you know. I like to turn pages on a screen that aren't even there. Yeah, wrap your fucking heads around that, guys. See you in 8 years. Sneakers and no belt like it was no biggie, right? like he's Tesla. Tapping into the atmosphere. I know, this is always uncomfortable. I know, you bought into it, right? That whole advertising, the way they aligned themselves with some of the greatest people of all time. Jesus, Gandhi, me. Remember that? Muhammad Ali, John Lennon, this guy. Right? That whole advertising, the way they aligned themselves with some of the greatest people of all time. Jesus, Gandhi, me. Remember that? Muhammad Ali, John Lennon, this guy. How the fuck was that dude like any of them? Gandhi didn't have a sweatshop. Nah, he didn't have people leaping to their deaths only to catch a net and get ricocheted back through the window to have to put together yet another iPad. To their deaths only to catch a net and get ricocheted back through the window to have to put together yet another iPad. John Lennon didn't have children in his basement pressing those fucking albums. I know. New phone can't fit the old charger. This is your hero? This is the guy? This is what all the silence is about? This is the guy? This is what all the silence is about? New phone can't fit the old charger, so then you gotta throw it out, ends up in the ocean around some octopus's neck. Do you realize how much sea life is ecstatic that that man is no longer walking the earth?
Obviously way before I got on it, so it was annoying me that She was his fly in the ointment that could mess the whole thing up. And yeah, he should have done something, but I understood why he didn't. Sorry.
You know? Oh, he's a good dog. He had a moment. Jesus Christ. Well, Jesus Christ, you're going to put your goddamn face down there near the fucking dog, man. Yeah. So that's all it was. It was like, it was weird. We were like the Brady Bunch meets Lord of the Flies. Like on paper, it was great. It was a station wagon full of fucking, you know, Norman Rockwell. We went to church. We got Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, that was about the fucking, yeah. So, I don't know. So anyway, we all ended up, yeah, my dad was one of these people, like, everything. Gym teachers were scary, collecting on your paper. Everybody was scary, fucking everything. Dude, I remember one time my dad told a priest he didn't deserve to wear the collar. I don't know how it happened. They were discussing the altar boy schedule. And I don't know, he wanted to put me on a different mask, and my dad started getting his leg on. I'll tell you, I'm going to fucking collar. My jaw was on the ground. And then the best part, next week we go to mass. They haven't spoken in a week, and my dad just comes walking like, hey, how you doing? Okay. But I don't listen to her. You know? Why would I listen to her? All she does is criticize. You know? I got nothing but bad reviews on the fucking husband Yelp. It's just all, you know, didn't enjoy the experience. Thumbs down, half a star, never get a fucking attaboy, right? So it just becomes white noise after a while. Like, oh, what, am I doing something wrong again? Oh, yeah, you again. Okay, great. Great. What did I do? What did I do this time? Huh? What do I have to work on? Go ahead, fucking let me know, right? And I just had to sit there like, I just did that to a 2.5-year-old. And she was like walking away, and I'm just sitting there like thinking like, how bad was that? Is she just going to go play with the toy and forget about it? Or is she no longer going to be an astronaut? Like, what did I just do? I thought I was better than my dad. I'm making the same mistakes that he